It's likely you've seen much more of QR codes in the last 12 months than ever before. Thanks to the 2020 pandemic, restaurants are keen not to share physical menus, shops would like you to join their virtual queue, and some places like gyms and libraries would like to be able to contact you in case of an outbreak. But how do QR codes actually work, and how have they managed to virtualize the physical world around us? Here's how it happened, and the solution to all of these very modern problems is of course a QR code, a type of two-dimensional barcode first invented in Japan in 1994. The design was modeled on the colored pieces from Go, a board game even more popular than chess across much of Asia. Traditional barcodes were already in existence, but the amount of data they could store was limited, given they were scanned horizontally only. Manufacturing plants, specifically car factories, needed a technology that could carry much more information and be read significantly quicker than existing methods. Company Denso devised the first QR code, short for Quick Response, as it was able to scan various car components at high speeds, enabling them to be stored, or combined much more efficiently. By the early 2000s, use of the codes had become widespread across most of Japan, especially in logistics for processes like shipping and handling, but also in everyday life like at airports and on street posters. The novelty of the new shape and the rise of phones with built-in cameras was a match made in heaven, and so the technologies of Japan consumed QR codes in their millions. By this point, the established design for codes was a trio of black squares on each in the upper left, upper right, and lower left corners, which enabled scanning devices to detect their presence immediately. Their design was soon approved by the International Organization for Standardization, and so following the turn of the millennium, we began to see them more in the Western world too. In most everyday cases, QR codes are simply a replacement for a web address, saving the user from typing out a lengthy URL and allowing them to simply scan a small barcode with their smartphone. In the last few years, Android and Apple phones have integrated QR code readers into their camera apps, notifying the user with a code is scanning when detected, bringing them to the desired web page. QR code also come with error correction built into their design, meaning they can often still find the correct redirection even when the code is damaged or dirty. Buses, business cards, and magazines are just a few of the places you can find the QR codes today, as their use becomes increasingly common in advertising. Countries like Russia and Ghana have even featured QR codes on their currency, normally to commemorate historical events. Linking to a website with further details, the codes have won several awards for design and innovation down the years, but admittedly, the technology isn't perfect. QR codes have become tools for hackers, as they can replicate a well-known website and trick targets into disclosing their personal information. Their reliance on a strong internet connection has also been criticized, particularly for tourists and those in rural locations. And here is the simple example of daily use of QR code.